Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be going over my PowerSheets results for the month of May and then showing you my attending list for the month of June. And as you can see here for the results for May, they were okay. Not terrible, but also not great. So I'm going to go over the results or the action items by topic or goal, since I think that they're somewhat a little bit more related rather than going from monthly, weekly to daily. So the first goal or the first category I have is health, which is this light blue color here. And the first monthly action item that I have is I kind of wrote them in backwards order by accident. So the first one would be to research dentists, because I am planning to cancel my dental/vision insurance, and I wanted to make sure I got the yearly dentist appointment in before I canceled it. So that was to research dentists in my area, because also Colton has to have his dental appointment before he cancels as well. So we both wanted to research dentists so we can just go together just to make it easier. So we did that this month, found one that both our insurances are accepted for. And then my goal was to also make the dentist appointment this month as well. And unfortunately, that did not happen. So that's why you'll see when I get to June, I carried that goal over to June. Action item for health is to exercise once a week. And as you can see, I did not do that at all. So this has been one of my goals that I have been really struggling with, getting the motivation and encouragement to actually exercise. And it's not that I'm not moving, I am. It's just, not as much as I should be, let's be real. But it's just like an actual, getting my heart rate up to a certain amount and keeping it there is what I consider exercising. So this will have to be worked on later. I don't think I carried it over just because I have so many other things going on. I am in the middle of studying for my qualifying exams, and that takes precedence. So once I'm done with that, and once I'm done with the move and get into more of a normal routine, I think that's when I'll start to try to prioritize this again. So for this month, it did not go so well, but hopefully when I have less going on, I actually will have time to make it more of a priority. And then the three categories I had for the daily action items, I've been carrying over month to month for a while. It's taking my medicine in the morning, medicine in the evening, but these are two different medicines, and then brushing my teeth and flossing every night. And I did okay on these. And it was a rough start at the beginning of the month for all of the categories, as you can see for the daily action items. But I slowly got it back into it, and I got a little bit better as the month went on. So all three of these goals I actually carried over to June just to get more in a habit of it. And I think that'll be the last month that I have these as a goal, because I think they're pretty ingrained that I should be doing these items. Whether I actually do them or not is different, but at least now that these have been on my attending list for a while, it's on my mind to do these three things, which was the goal of putting them on my attending list in the first place. The next category is work, which is this darker blue color here. So the first goal that I had was to make a game plan for my qualifying exams, which I did. And this was one of the goals, which was more of like a to-do list item, because I knew it was going to happen and it had to happen this month. But I just wanted something to cross off, to check off, to kind of, encourage me to keep doing more. So this was accomplished pretty early in the month, actually. I got all of my readings from all of my professors, so I was able to make a plan pretty early on, which is good. And then the only other action item I had for this category was to read 2 papers a day. And as you can see here, this did not go so well pretty much the entire month. So the dots indicate that I made some sort of progress, but I didn't complete the 2 papers, but the check marks mean that I did. So I did pick up my act later in the month, as I did for a lot of other categories, but at the beginning of the month, it was kind of wasted, which is such a shame, because that's so much extra time that I could have been studying instead of cramming like I'm basically doing right now. But as long as it gets done, it gets done. That's the most important thing. But it would have been a lot easier on me and a lot less stressful if I actually did what I was supposed to from early on. But it's okay. I'm not perfect. As long as it gets done and I'm ready, that's all that matters. And then the next category is Colton, which is like a teal color, which I actually didn't have any goals for this month. So then there's miscellaneous, which is this light green color here. The first monthly action item, actually only monthly action item, was to finish my nonfiction book. And I did make progress, but I didn't actually finish it. So I think I have about 50 to 70 pages left of the book. But like I said, I think when I started this month, I had maybe like a little over 100. So I did make some progress, which is why I just colored it in about halfway. I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't finish it. That was a big goal of mine, but it is what it is. It's not like I have to finish it. This is more of a want rather than a need, but I've been reading it for a very long time and I just want to finish it. And part of getting the book to be finished this month was to read every morning. And as you can see, that did not happen really at all this month. I'm trying to figure out a new routine. And I think reading in the morning is actually a pretty good routine. It's just that with the combination of studying for my qualifying exams and not feeling like there are enough hours in the day and basically just reading all day, every day, that reading another book, like a pleasure book, was just too much. So I think that this is going to be a goal of mine in the future. Like, I think this is a good goal for me. It's just not working with my life right now. So this is going to be kind of put on the back burner, and then I'll bring it back once my qualifying exams are over and I'm able to get into more of a solid routine. And then the only other miscellaneous category that I had for the daily action items was to light a candle once a day. Again, I did kind of crappy at the beginning, but I picked up at the end of the month, and I'm just trying to get through as many candles as I can before we move, since it's less to move. And I've been getting better, and this is something that I also carried over just because, like I said, it's encouragement to actually get the check mark and to burn it and to use these candles up. So, and I actually, this month, I did get rid and finish one full candle. So that was great. The next category, which is this peach color, which is crafting. So my first goal was to finish my coasters, which was like a DIY project my mom and I worked on together months and months ago. And it has been on my to-do list, I think, for a couple months. This is definitely not the first month that I put it on there. I definitely put it on in April. I'm not sure if I put it on in March either, but I finally did it. It took like not even 10 minutes to do, but I finally finished backing the coasters, which is really exciting. And then my other goal to do this month was just catch up on my monthly memories. In my planner, on like the monthly section where the notes are, there's a blank page, and I decided to print off some pictures and kind of use it as like a scrapbook collage of memories from that month. And I have not done that at all. It is, as I'm filming this, it is early June, and I have 0 pictures in my planner. So my goal was to catch up on that. And this one, I just didn't have enough time. Like I mentioned, I'm studying for my qualifying exams. I don't have that much free time. So this is definitely something that I still want to catch up on. It's just not a priority right now. So this will be put on the back burner and be brought back after my qualifying exams are done. The next item, which is the last one for crafting, is a weekly action item to scrapbook one spread a week. And I did that for the first week, but I did not for the remaining 3. And this was more of something that I wanted to schedule in to kind of force myself to relax, which kind of doesn't really make sense. But it was kind of an activity that I can, remember myself or remind myself that this is something that I enjoy. This is something that relaxes me, which is what I kind of need in a very stressful time right now. But I just didn't have time. So, which I need to make myself have time, because that's the whole point. But I think one of the reasons why, and obviously it's completely my fault, I could have done it, but what helped me do this goal before was that Victoria Marie had her her YouTube lives on Fridays, so that I would designate that time, because it worked well for me Friday afternoons to do my spread while she had a live stream. But she recently changed her live streams to Wednesdays, which does not work for me. So the time slot that I have been relying on to do these spreads suddenly went away, which again is completely my fault for not keeping it that time slot, because that, I'm still free that time. It's just that encouragement of her also doing it was gone. So I don't know. This definitely, I don't think I carried over to June, just because you'll see I'm really focusing on other things. But this is something that I also definitely want to keep going in the future, just because I am behind on all my scrapbooking projects and I want to get caught up. So this will be brought back. It's just not anytime soon. My next category is Missy Brie, which is like this salmon color here. And the first one was to make an Instagram and Pinterest template so that I can just post my pictures and videos a lot quicker. And this did not happen either. Again, like the other categories, I just didn't have time. This is not a priority right now. Because this is going to take me some time to design it and make it and get it all ready. And I just do not have that time right now. I'm kind of getting in crunch time with studying for my qualifying exams. So this is something else that would be brought back in the future, just not anytime soon, or at least until my exams are over at the end of June. And then the other weekly action item, or the other item that I had for Missy Brie, which is my YouTube channel, it's just to post one YouTube post a week. And I did that. This was the one thing that I pretty much was really good on. And that's just because I've been trying to get ahead, trying to film/edit at least one video a day. So it doesn't take up that much time out of my day. And so I can slowly chip away at getting ahead so that once the week of my qualifying exams, I have things pre-filmed, ready to go. Same with the move that's coming up right after my qualifying exams. So doing the work now will just make my future way less stressful. So I'm trying to get good about that. But again, if I don't get caught up, or if I somehow get behind or whatever it is, that's okay. I just won't post that week or that day, whatever it is. Because again, the priority would be school or /studying and moving, and then followed by YouTube. So again, this is just trying to make it easier for me to not get behind. But if I do get behind, it's not a priority to just catch up, if that makes sense. The next category is my home category, which is this red color here. So the first action item was to declutter my living room. And if you've been watching my PowerSheets attending list videos in the past, you know that we are currently decluttering one room a month to get ready for the move, and also just to get rid of stuff in general. And we did that this month. We've been pretty good at doing this once a month. I haven't been concerned about this category at all, pretty much. And we did that. So I'm very happy about that. And then we have a new room in the house or the apartment for June. And then another category or action item, this time weekly, was to keep on track of my cleaning to-dos. And I did not do so great at this. And I think this category or this goal I have been carrying over because I want to get in a better habit of doing that. And I have been cleaning a lot more often and keeping up with things than I normally do. It's just I haven't been doing every single thing every single week. So what I'm trying to do in the future then is to still have this goal, but instead of having like a yes or no, check mark or blank, I'm going to start doing this dot thing that I've been doing to mark down that I've been doing some, so I can see that I have been making some progress. It's just not as much as I initially planned. So this I'm definitely carrying over just because I want to make sure our apartment, we stay on top of cleaning so that we're not deep clean every single thing right before we move, because we have other priorities and stuff. So we definitely will clean everything out before we move, just, for the landlords and stuff, but it won't be as overwhelming if we keep up with it as we go along. And then the last action item for this category was to clean my kitchen every night, which basically means to wash all the dishes, make sure that they're drying on the drying rack so I can just put them away in the morning, making sure the sink is clean, all the dishwasher is completely loaded, and that I just sanitize the counters. And this one was probably my best daily action item or habit that I did this month. I started off really well, kind of fell behind in the middle, but ended off really well again. And this is something that I really want to start getting in a good habit of doing. So this one I also carried over to next month. And then my last category is finance, which is this pink color. And then the only goal I had was just to regroup with Colton and have a budget meeting. We typically check in once a month just to do a quick review, but we haven't done that in a while. And because again, we're moving and so many things are changing and happening that I just wanted to have a quick check-in just to update our incomes in case they change, just to make sure those are up to date, as well as kind of get on the same page with our priorities and how much money we're putting towards different savings to accomplish our different financial goals. So we did that actually, I think pretty early on in the month, if I remember. So this is something that I kind of want to do, make sure that we do like a smaller meeting each month, because again, this next coming month, so many things are changing that I want to make sure each month we're on the same page. And then once things get back to normal, we won't necessarily need to do it every month because things won't be changing then. So that is all for May, and then I'm going to show you my June goals. So as you can see, I have some things filled in already. I am filming this the first week of June, so you kind of get a sneak peek of how my June goals are going. So the first goal, which is health, is to make a dentist appointment, which I mentioned that I carried over from last month. I have 3 weekly action items for health, and these are my only action items, is to use a teeth whitening kit that I have, to use it up so I can just throw it away before we move, to do some face masks just to kind of, again, use them up before I move, and then also to meal plan, to make sure that we use all of the food that we have in our apartment to, 1, save money, and 2, reduce our waste. And this category, this goal, I wasn't sure where to put, so I just put it with health. It could have easily has gone into home as well, because we're making sure we're using everything, but I just put it with health because it has to do with food. So, and then the 3 daily action items for health that I carried over, and I have been carrying over from month to month, is Metamucil, PM meds, and teeth and floss. The next category is work, and I only have 2 goals this month. The first one is to take my qualifying exams, and this is more of a like to-do list item rather than a goal, because it has to get done. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to get done. It is scheduled for the last week in June, but that date can be changed if I feel like it needs to be. So I don't want to change it. I am trying really hard to have it that week. So that, I guess technically that is a goal then, because I am trying really hard to have it that week and be ready for it. So that's what I have here. And then I kind of rephrased that 2 paper a day goal to just stay on track. I made a complete plan of what I'm doing every day until my qualifying exams, and my goal is to just stay on track for that. The next category is Colton, which is this teal color here. And the only goal that we have this month is to complete our Florida date nights. Because we are moving out of Florida, there are some things that we want to make sure we do before we move. So I just put that down as a monthly action item here. The next category is miscellaneous, which is this light green color. I want to finish that. Actually, it's nonfiction book. I accidentally wrote fiction. Just finish that book, which was carried over from last month, as well as to light a candle every day, also carried over from last month, to make sure I use up some candles. And I actually have one burning right now. So I think I'm doing pretty well so far. The next category is crafting, which I do not have any goals this month, because just for the sake of time, followed by Missy Brie. And I do have some goals for this because this is preparing for the move kind of. So I have a bunch of leftover items and things I'm not using, so I want to give them away. So stay tuned for a video on that. But I need to set up those giveaways as well as post the info so that they're all ready to go and ready to ship in July when I'm planning the giveaway to end. So this is related to the move, but because it's for my channel, that's why I put it under the Missy Brie category. The next category is home, and I have 3 monthly action items here. So the first one is to declutter the kitchen, which is the room that we chose for this month, to start posting some furniture items that we will be selling, as well as to start booking hotels and planning our road trip to where we're moving. So we have to really get on that this month, because again, we are moving in early July and we're kind of cutting it close. So we need to do that. And then there are 2 daily action items that I have here. One is to clean kitchen, which has been carried over from last month, and then followed by just to pack something, or at least make some sort of progress in terms of moving. So even if I don't pack something, but let's say we book a hotel or something that day, that will get a check mark. So I should have just said make progress for the move, but I know what I mean when I say pack something. And then the last category is our finance category, which is pretty much the same goal as last month, which is to just check in with each other with a finance update and get on the same page with everything. So that is all for my PowerSheets results for May and my goals for June. Let me know what goals you guys have down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.